How's it going? Welcome to Two M's and a Podcast.
I'm Megan.
Two M's.
In a podcast.
And I'm Manuel.
And we are Two M's in a podcast.
Anyway. That was good.
So this is take two. This is our first podcast ever. In fact, we just recorded and we fucked up.
Yeah. We messed up the whole video, so we have to do a whole nother take.
We didn't record it.
But hey, this is why we started doing this, because we knew this was going to be a trial and error.
Yes.
But anyways.
Yes.
Moving along. So
we are.
Yeah, this first episode, we just want to introduce ourselves for the people who may not know us.
Yeah, introduce ourselves, why we started, what we're doing, what our game plan is, all that stuff. But
exactly. So again, my name's Manuel. I go by Manny. This is Megan. We have been dating for almost 11 years now. We're due to get married here within the next year. We have 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. We met in high school. So if you do the math there, we're 27 years old and we've been together for almost 11 years.
We're almost 27.
That's a lot of time. So it means we met each other when we were like 10.
Yes.
14 or 15, right? Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways.
Are you asking me to confirm?
Yeah.
Or are you asking me because you don't know?
Confirm. 'Cause I know. But yeah, so that's kind of, who we are, how we met. We met in high school. Where I'm originally from Venezuela, but I moved here to the States, the Northern Virginia area, when I was 7.
Got myself a foreign joke.
So I pretty much was raised here in the Northern Virginia area, and so was Megan.
Whole life.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
And so
good old Virginia. I had to do it.
Yeah, oh my God. So pretty much we've known each other since high school. We've been dating since high school. We started dating junior year. We met each other freshman and sophomore year. Mm-hmm. Didn't really speak to Megan that much because I didn't know who she was, even though I met her like one time through a mutual friend, Luis.
What did you think about me when you first met me?
I didn't think anything. Megan, I'm 15 years old. I was just like, Luis, like, I truthfully don't remember. That's how long ago it was. I literally just looked up. I was like, okay, pretty cute. What's up? And that's pretty much it.
I'm pretty cute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a 15-year-old boy. What else what else am I supposed to be thinking? Like,
I don't know.
What is cooties? Yeah, cooties. No, I mean,
maybe.
No. Anyways, so I met her through a mutual friend. Didn't think anything of it. I was like, whatever, Little did I know, Megan was a weirdo.
I still am.
Is. Yeah, still is. But anyways, and then we had a couple classes the next year, which again, I knew who she was at that point now, but I wasn't like pursuing her or anything. I just had friends in those classes. I
slept a lot.
Yeah, Megan slept a lot. She was coming from swim practice all the time.
Did you think I was on drugs or something?
Yeah, because you're sleeping all the time. I mean, anyways, but yeah, so throughout, high school, junior year, we had another class, and then senior year, we didn't have any classes, but we managed ways to kind of see each other at least every other day, if not every day. And that's kind of where our relationship started. And Megan was playing college or high school softball and high school swim, and then she ended up getting a scholarship for her softball performances. So she took an offer to go to Pennsylvania and go to Clarion University. Mm-hmm. So she can kind of get into that a little bit.
I can, yeah. So I I played softball and I swam my whole life. I stopped swimming in my junior year, and decided I want to go to college for softball. So I went that route. I got a scholarship for softball, and I'm really grateful for that, because I would have never chosen Pennsylvania for college ever. Virginia is too cold for me, even though I lived here my whole life. And I did not want to move to somewhere that was even colder. And in fact, they would have 3 feet of snow on the ground and classes were not canceled. That blew my mind. We would have an inch of snow on the ground here in Virginia and classes would be canceled.
Megan had to shove her way to class.
We would have rain and class would get canceled here in Virginia. I would have to shovel. I had to learn how to drive in the snow. Oh, it's miserable. Anyway, I'm really grateful for my experience in Clarion. I have 2 best friends that I still keep in contact to this day. I graduated with a degree in athletic training, which is like sports medicine, healthcare. So it's not lifting weights. It's not personal training or whatever you may think it is. Has nothing to do with that. It's more healthcare related and sports medicine. So I did that, graduated, and that was a really tough 4 years because we were away. I didn't know anyone in my school. I mean, like I said, I have some friends that came out of it now, but when I walked in, I didn't know anyone. I didn't care to know anyone. I didn't want to know anyone, quite frankly. I just kind of sat in my room. I didn't have a roommate because I actually paid extra to be without a roommate. But that was worth it for me because then Manny could come and stay for a while in my dorm room. But
yeah, so pretty much when she went to college, we entered this weird phase in our relationship because it was a long distance relationship now. Even though obviously she still lived in Northern Virginia, but she was away at college. I had no plan after high school, so I was just like working random jobs, and I would visit her as much as I could until I found like a better job. But then that job had me kind of traveling around the East Coast, and so that kind of even made our long distance relationship even
longer. That's right, because I was in Pennsylvania and you were down in Georgia.
Yeah,
that was 17 hours away.
Yeah, it was pretty long. It sucked, being in the middle of it. But we were, because I was working so much, it was like whatever. She was in school. We were all pretty busy. And, so once I got tired of working that long distance job, I decided to move back to Northern Virginia and get a job here in the same field, which was construction. So I was doing a lot of like labor jobs and, working with my hands, slowly working up to some sort of management position at each company that I was working at. And then I was able to see Megan more because I was here in Northern Virginia. So at any point I wanted to, for the most part, I could just like pick up my stuff and just go see her for like a weekend or a week or whatever. And, slowly but surely she was getting ready to graduate. And in my mind, I was thinking like, all right, some of these jobs are mostly dead-end jobs. I wasn't going anywhere with them. And I decided to start Nova, which is the local community college in this area for those people that don't know. And so I started going to, Nova, and then I pretty much by the time Megan graduated, I was already close to 2 years in. So at that point, I was weighing out my options to which university I wanted to attend. So I ended up picking Virginia Tech University. So I went there, and I got a bachelor's degree in construction management and real estate.
Oh, you're so smart.
Yeah. So
double major.
But backtracking a little bit, in between her graduating and then me starting that, she ended up finding a job in her profession down in Blacksburg. So we pretty much moved in together at that time.
Yes.
She started working.
Finally.
I was in school full time. Yeah, that's like years and years of us like
talking. We had been together like, for 6 years.
Yeah, and we're like, man, when the hell are we gonna like not have to worry about seeing each other? Distance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we yeah, we moved in together. She had a job. I was working, or I was in school full time.
Mm-hmm.
I would work full time whenever I had my breaks, but during school I was pretty much just focused on my studies. And yeah, and then we did obviously all the kind of standard stuff during college. Like I wasn't a crazy partier, but we did party. We did have fun, and then we would just kind of be out and about and
We did have
do
fun.
do kind of these strange things
Did
down
a lot
in
of
Blacksburg.
hiking, a
Yeah,
lot of biking,
a lot of boxing.
a lot of boxing. That's right.
We used to box each other in the soccer
Box
field.
each
just
other in
for
the
a
middle of the
workout,
soccer
just because we're
field.
like, we have nothing better to do.
Oh my God! If we
We'd
had
play
a camera,
softball. We'd play softball in the middle of soccer field. Because
we
just
bought
a good show.
headgear and put headgear on and would beat the shit out of each other. I'm sure if people watched us, they were probably like,
love tap. For me.
"It was okay, yeah."
Anyways,
It was a
so
little. It was hard. It was a little hard.
so yeah, so
we
pretty
wore
much
mouth guards.
funny story. But yeah, so pretty much.
Anyway, we did some cool shit down in Blacksburg.
Yeah, we did,
Yeah.
and we had always been talking and kind of toying about the idea of doing something like this podcast,
Yeah.
or even a vlogging channel or something where we could just record our experiences and for the most part document them for ourselves, but then maybe at some point that could kind of manifest itself into something bigger
Yeah.
and better. And obviously being down there, we were younger then, so we were just kind of always push it off, and pretty much during my last, or right before my last year of my senior year in college, we found out Megan was pregnant. So that's kind of something that happens when
Baby.
two individuals move in together. You kind of have
Who
a lot
are
of-
romantically involved.
yeah, you have a lot of access time, so then you got to fill those voids. But anyways, so then obviously we found out Megan was pregnant, and obviously at that time it was just like focus, hunker down, get the degree, get a job, so we could start kind of providing. And while I was in school, Megan kind of decided she wanted to further her career in the healthcare field. She didn't really change; she just like furthered it a little bit better.
Yeah.
She started.
That's a good word.
She started doing some prerequisites.
Yeah.
If you want to get into that a little bit.
Yeah, I worked in, so at the time, like I said, I worked as an athletic trainer, and I was in a orthopedic sports medicine clinic with a really amazing PA and physician down there, physician assistant and a physician. And working in that clinic, I was like, well, what the heck? Like, I can do what they can do. I just can't do it. Like, I just came to a realization that I know how to do it. I know all these things. I can diagnose someone, but as an athletic trainer, if you know what an athletic trainer is or what they do, you can't diagnose someone. You can't legally say you have this. You say, I think you have this, but you need to go see someone that do it. So that was really frustrating for me. And then I started talking to the PA, and then I found out the PA was also as an athletic trainer prior to PA school. And I was like, wow. So he was like, Megan, what the hell are you doing? Like, go to PA school. If you want to do it, do it. And Manny and I had been toying with the idea I remember talking about it in undergrad. And then I was like, whoa, no way. I'm not smart enough. I can't do that. It's too much work. I'm not doing the prereqs. Like, it's fine. And then I went to my job and I worked with the PA. And like every now and then I'd be like, it'd be so cool if I was a PA. And I then came home and I was working with the PA. And the PA was like, yeah, Megan, you need to just do it. So that night I was like, hey, Manny, going back to school. Manny was like, fuck yeah, do it. You were good job.
Yeah, make more money. That way I can keep my money.
Yeah.
Now we can use
Anyway.
your money. And I'm just, but also, tell them a little bit about the clinic you're working in, the other professionals you're working with.
The clinic I was in was super awesome. I worked for a physician who was the doctor for the Virginia Tech and the Radford University sports
Athletics,
teams.
yeah.
Athletics. So we saw the varsity sports athletes, and in addition to other injuries and people in the community. So it was cool for me as an athletic trainer who also wanted to pursue a career as a PA, because I was able to see the athlete side of things, like true sports medicine. I was with a doc that was working with athletes, and then also treat other, orthopedic issues. So that was pretty cool. And then they were both like, yeah, you should go to PA school. And then when I was 8 months pregnant, I got a call to an interview, and I went into my interview at 9 months pregnant, and it was a very, very hot day, and I remember it because I was hot.
Yeah, Megan could have went into labor any second.
I could have went into labor, and the thing is, guys, I was so sweaty, I busted out of my shoes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So I wore like nice, shoes, and I was so sweaty and my feet were so swollen. I busted out of my shoes, and I was so happy that I had random tennis shoes in my trunk, and I didn't even have socks on. I just put this tennis shoes on, and I was like, ugh, whatever. I'm going to be at this interview with tennis shoes on, but there's nothing I can do because it's either that or bare feet.
Yeah.
Fred Flintstone feet.
So then obviously, fast forward a little bit now, she got into that college.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her last 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Of her getting her master's and becoming a PA here shortly.
Graduate in December.
So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so obviously between me graduating and then her, and now, we moved a little bit further north from Blacksburg because I got a job in the Northern Virginia area. She was going through her schooling, and then the beer bug happened, which kind of set everyone back. But
the C word.
There was a lot of good things that came out of it. As much bad that did come out of it, there was a lot of good things. Like Megan was able to do a lot of her schoolwork from home. So
because I was in my didactic portion of my PA school. So right now I'm in clinicals, which is why I'm graduating in December, where I'm at the hospital working in certain clinics and things like that. But during, during the beer bug, I was at home for didactic and lectures and classes and things like that. So.
Yeah, so obviously that helped because she was at home more. We had, at that point we had Joao, and during that year between her being at home and not being able to leave the house or do anything else, then we found out that Megan was pregnant again.
Baby number 2.
Yeah, so then
the beer bug baby.
Yeah, so obviously. So we have 1 3-year-old boy. We have a 8-month-old girl now.
8 months
today.
Soon. Is today the 5th?
Yep.
What?
And yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah. So then, so obviously at that point, we were actually still living with Megan's dad.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed to expand our home because it's 4 of us now.
Starfish.
So we decided to start looking into homes at that point, which the market was kind of hot, and luckily we were able to find something that was more like a fixer-up. We bought a home, and we started just kind of going crazy for the next 2 months, fixing it up, painting, tearing up all this crap. It was nice. Shout out to Carl for helping out for that.
Yes, thank you, Carl.
And Carl's my really good friend.
He's okay.
And so we put together the house for the past year. We've been slowly adding, kind of settling in, and pretty much
we gotten our house done.
Yeah, you pretty much got to the point where our house was done.
There was one thing that we wanted, and it's a handrail on our stairs, and it was not priority. It really wasn't that big a thing. It was just more of an aesthetic that Manny and I wanted. That we just wanted to change it out. What we have is perfectly doable. So our house was done. And then we had a flood.
Then we had the poop water come through.
The poop water. It was poop water.
Yeah. So we had a flood.
Water that
we
came
had
out.
something. We don't know what it was exactly, but so a bunch of our, there was a bathroom and some other rooms that got some water damage, which for the past 3 months we've been living in.
It was a month. It's been a month. Month and a half.
Okay. So a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
We've been living in a damaged house, which is kind of annoying because you're just man, we just had it finished. We were finally yes, our house is finished. And now it's going to take us probably another months to 2 months for it to be completely finished again. But you know, it's a work in progress, and it happens.
Our life is literally a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like we went through, you know, high school. Oh, honeymoon phase, like so sweet, sweethearts.
Yeah.
Bam! Hit you in the face. I'm going to college for 4 years. Not just college, it's 6 hours away. Good luck because you don't have a license.
Yeah.
So then, and then we got back together. Yay, hooray, we're all good to go.
Well, we never got separated, but we were able to get back, like we were able to see each other.
Yeah,
day to
yeah.
day
I
out.
don't mean separated, like as in
Yeah.
like we got back from a long distance relationship for 4 years. Like we saw
Yeah.
each other over the summers, rarely, and then or rarely in between the year. I mean, you worked, I was in school. It's not like something we could do. So then that hit us, and then we finally moved in together, and then
Yeah. So when I started going to school, that was like the major step in our relationship, even though we'd already been dating for 6 years at that point.
yeah, that was a big step.
Yeah, it was
actually.
like, all right,
'Cause then you really learn about people when you move in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like Megan
we had already been
leaves
together.
hair everywhere she walks.
What?
You leave hair everywhere you walk.
Really?
Yeah, there's probably a piece of hair right there just from talking on this podcast somewhere.
That's just women.
Exactly.
You would leave hair everywhere too. You just have very short hair.
And I'm a man with no hair. You're right. Okay, I'm just joking. Not to be sexist. I'm just joking. But anyways, yeah, so...
But yeah, no, you really don't learn about someone. We've been together for 6 years. You think you know someone by 6 years. No.
Takes
you move
2
into
months,
them.
You move in 2 months in, you can be like,
So,
I'm done with this.
Manny is a very clean person. I am clean. I am not that clean. I'm not this clean. Manny and I, when I first met Manny and like hung out at his house, so this was back in high school. Let's rewind. This is a quick tidbit. Back in high school, I met this kid, and I go to his house, and we're sitting in his room, and he has hardwood floor in his room, and we're talking, hanging out, you know, just like, you know, whatever, doing what teenagers do, literally nothing. I don't know. And Manny, while we're talking, is sweeping the floor. And I was like, okay, like, cool. Like, this guy's really clean. First of all, there's nothing on his floor except for his bed and, like, maybe a dresser. I don't even remember. Did you have a dresser? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Like, in that, I think it was in that side.
I think all I had was the floor. I think all I had was the floor to sweep anyways at that point. If you don't know, I come from a very poor background, coming from Venezuela to here to like obviously where I'm at now. So at that point, all I had was a floor and maybe like a Snickers bar over in there in the corner.
You did have some candy every now and then in there.
Yeah.
And I would take it. But so anyway, I'm talking to Manny. He's talking to me, whatever. He's sweeping his floor, and I see him just no hesitation, nothing. Pick up my shoes, sweep underneath my shoes, and put my shoes on his shoe rack. And I was like, what the heck? Spotless. Like nothing. I tracked in, one piece of dirt, and he had to pick that up. So it was really funny to see that. And then you move in 6 years later, and everything has to be spotless. That's okay. It's fine.
I don't want to get into that. It's not, it's hurting my head to think about it. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, obviously we moved in. That was a huge step in our relationship. And then, and then we had the kids and everything. And
the baby boy, and then the baby.
Yeah, then we had Zyla during that whole year span of quarantine or whatever.
Yeah, so what I was saying is like our life is a roller coaster, you know. The C word hit, the beer bug. And then, so it's like everything crashes hard. You know, you're losing jobs, you're losing money, you're losing people, you're scared, you don't know what to do. You're, you know, mentally in a dark place, physically in a dark place. You know, you can't do anything. And then we found out we were pregnant, and then our life started to go back uphill again. Then it was like, we found out we were pregnant. We needed to starfish. We needed to get some more room. Yeah. So we starfished, and we bought a house.
We got a house, renovated it, going super uphill.
And then it flooded with
Yeah.
poop water.
Great. But
And
hey,
now here we are.
Now it's gonna be and now it's gonna be getting back to normal, renovating, and we decided that after kind of evaluating our life with seeing how the beer bug affected a lot of people, you can see how much. I mean, when you're forced to quarantine, it kind of shows you like how much actual free time you have, because you can't do anything, right? So for me, I just neglected the rules and I just went outside during that time and like worked out, like played soccer or did something physical, because I was like, there's no way I can be in the house. After a week of doing that, I was like, I'm literally losing my mind. So then I was doing that, but now that it's still kind of like on the fences, whether stuff is opening, stuff's closing, this and that, since we already know kind of like how much time we have at our disposal with having
what's
kids.
crazy is, like, if you look at our life from an outside, we both work.
Yeah.
I'm in school. You're in school. We have 2 kids. Like, we have a lot going on. And then we can still
manage to find enough time to learn about audio production, to learn about video editing, to set some minor studio in our basement, and kind of start recording some of these videos. So thank you guys for obviously watching and supporting us.
Yes.
And hopefully we can kind of snowball this thing into something a lot bigger
and make our life go back uphill again.
Yeah. Hopefully, make something bigger that it outgrows us even.
Yeah.
And we want to make this podcast / just content creating theme to be more interactive with the people that don't know us personally, with the people who do know us personally that maybe would want to know other things that they don't see outside of our home, and just kind of have an open discussion. We're open to talk about just about anything. It'll slowly transition there to the point where we're going to be talking about just about anything. Obviously we're still new to being behind the or in front of the camera, and recording these audio tapes for lack of a better word, just like a bonding experience between me and her. We're doing it because we know that on a Friday night we can't just necessarily pick up and go to the club or go hang out. So since we have some extra free time, instead of just sitting down and watching a movie or watching a show, we
staring at each other.
Yeah, we could watch some things to learn how to put this podcast thing together and create some content. So we thought that was a great idea. We've been toying around with this idea for like many years now, always put it on the back burner, but I think now that we know we have the time, Megan's almost finished with her schooling, so it's kind of winding down in terms of how busy we are, and we wanted to incorporate this into our lives. So that's going to ultimately snowball to the point where we can update our studio. We have currently, our logo it's in the process of being made. We're learning a lot about some back end business things when you create something like this, on how to position yourself so that it benefits you in the long run as well. We want to grow a great audience that will follow us and also have that open discussion with us, whether it be via our social medias, emails, through the YouTube, through however it is that we're going to be putting out our content for people to consume. And we want to make it as entertaining as possible for everybody. Yeah. Obviously 2 different perspectives here, male and female.
Very different
Megan's
people.
got a completely different background than I do. We've been together for close to 11 years now. So there's a lot that we can share that may bring some value to some people that,
just relationship experiences, life experiences.
Exactly.
Like, it's also a different point of view that, like, I went to college right after high school. You didn't go to college right after high school. You worked. So, like, we even have that. We have 2 different, I love my dog. You hate my dog. There's he loves my dog. Okay, guys. My dog is adorable. He's a very cute 5 pound, maybe 6 pounds. His name is Romeo. He has no teeth. He's like 12 or 13 years old, or he turns 13 next year. at the beginning of the year. Manny says he hates him, and then I'll find him literally cuddling with Romeo, like letting Romeo like lick his ear, and yeah, Manuel loves Romeo. My dog's just very old, and sometimes he pees in the house. He's 13.
Anyways. Yeah, so that's kind of how this whole podcast, content creating idea came about. And I was good enough to be able to persuade Megan into doing it. And now this is kind of what our free time is being taken.
Well, you didn't have to persuade me into the podcast. You had to persuade me into the business side of things.
Yeah, obviously.
I did not want to be a part of a business. From like 10 years ago, I didn't want to be a part of business.
I mean, it's not about being part of it. These are just skills that
no, definitely. Like now I see
like,
it.
It's just
but
interesting.
Before, I was like,
obviously
I don't wanna
the best part is creating the content, but knowing how to use that to benefit yourself is amazing. I mean, I can talk about business just about every day, all day long, because I'm actually technically in a master's program for real estate development, which is for everyone who doesn't know about that in terms of like the education world. It's just like a specialized business degree for real estate, and I also majored in my undergrad as well on that, so that I've always been interested in that. So I can talk about business all the time, negotiate deals, work on deals. It's just very interesting to me. So I also thought through creating this, me and Megan could, create these videos, explain to you guys, have discussions with you guys on like who we are, get into more detail of certain things that you guys may want to know. But then we also get to learn the business side of opening up an LLC and stuff like that. So, and we can get into more of that in the future podcast coming up. But with all that being said, we pretty much just want to get you guys to follow us on our Instagram, which is Megan's
at
forte.
2M's in a podcast. And our Twitter is at 2M's in a podcast. And our YouTube is at 2M's in a podcast. However, YouTube is at 2M's in a podcast, or it's not at. They don't have ads on YouTube. 2M's in a podcast and pod hyphenated cast. So podcast.
Yeah. So we're setting all that stuff up. We'll be posting more regularly as soon as everything is up to the point where we're able to post relatively easy.
Tidbit into our lives.
Yeah.
Welcome into the lives of Megan and Manni.
Exactly. And it won't be just, the podcast style setting is how we plan on keeping it consistent for the most part, but we will also be, dropping some videos in there in terms of like vlogs and just day-to-day things that we do with the kids, without the kids, whatever kind of scenario we're in, we'll share as much as possible. And if, like I said, if for the people who don't know us, who do follow us, if you guys have any ideas and just things you guys want to know from us, we can, discuss those things. Just let us know in the comments. Like our videos, so that way the more engagement we have through the people, it helps kind of build a momentum, so that more and more people see it. That way we can grow more and more, faster, bigger. Because what that does is then we can reinvest that stuff back into our studio and make it look way more professional.
Yes.
Right now, our studio is just our basement, which went from a home theater basement /
bar.
Then we got rid of all that stuff down here because we weren't even using it. So then we had a mini bar and a home theater down here. We said, all right, we're gonna get rid of it. Nobody's using it. We're gonna put together a home gym. Used it for 2 days before our flood. We said, screw it. We're getting rid of that stuff.
I think literally I did not even work out down here. Manny had 2 workouts.
Yeah. And then the flood happened. So we were like, all right, screw this. And then in the meantime, we've been kind of like twiddling our thumbs, kind of waiting for the house to get done because it's a long process. So we decided to start the podcast. Turn our
Friday evenings into podcasting.
Yeah. So we decided to create the podcast studio, and
welcome to the club.
Yeah, little by little, we'll be adding things. We'll be adding things, to this space.
Yeah.
So we can make it more professional. We'll get better cameras. We'll get better equipment, and hopefully you guys enjoy the content. And
yeah, I mean, we have a lot of content. And like we've said, we have a lot of experiences too. But a big thing too is that that maybe you guys will get motivated to do whatever you guys want to do. We've mentioned so many times, we are masters of something. So we're both, or not quite masters of something. We're almost masters of something. So we're both in a master's program. We both are working. He's working full time. I work part time while I'm in PA school. We have 2 kids. We own a house, and we're in the middle of renovating that broken house. And we decided to sit down and do a podcast in the middle of all that. And I think should motivate a lot of people that you can do what you want to do. You just gotta get up and do it, because otherwise
that's kind of what we
can
did.
make excuses. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again because it was a really good quote. There is never a good time to do anything. So it's always going to be a bad time. So you have to just get up and do it. And the second that you start it, it's going to be good. So there's never a good time. You just do it, and
there's never a right time is what I'd say.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, this is a perfect time. We kept putting, not necessarily this podcast, but just creating content of our lives for so long, because we just kept thinking like, oh, we don't have the equipment, or we don't know how to edit, or we don't know anything about this. Then as soon as we started taking away those excuses, like, all right, well, we don't know how to do this, so let's figure that out. Then let's figure this out. Now that we have a little bit of knowledge on all these things, the only thing that was holding us back was us literally starting to click record a video, record the audio, do the things that were...
Manny didn't even know how to hit record.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm an expert at hitting record, because Megan messed up our first take, so she's not going to be hitting record for a while.
Yes.
So,
I did not record it. It's okay.
Anyways, it's okay. I had fun doing this, and it was the first time, so I had no problem.
Exactly. So here we are.
But yeah, so that's
2 kids, 2 jobs, 2 schools, 1 house, 1 dog, 1 podcast. Megan and Manni.
2 M's
in a podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Much better. So yeah, obviously we'll be, we'll be posting links to like all our social medias. Please follow us on all there. We have some other ideas in the works that we'd like for people to kind of get behind us on, and slowly help us grow and help us succeed in this new content space that we're new to. So hopefully you guys can kind of relate to being new to something and being worried and kind of nervous, kind of getting a new job. You don't know the people.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. So we're just slowly learning. We're slowly getting better, and hopefully within however long, we can have this place looking like a nice, crazy studio. That's like my biggest thing. I can't wait to
then having all our friends here with us.
Yeah, we also want to have guests on. We ultimately want to make this podcast to the point where we're doing it live. So that way it's a way more interactive podcast where people are watching us live. They can send in comments, questions, whatever, and that way we can answer them on the spot. And it's more of us having a discussion, whether we have guests in studio or not, but at least we'll always have somebody around watching. That way we can discuss and have a really good space where we can all speak about whatever it is that we're talking about.
Yeah, we wanted to have like a nice table. We wanted to have like a thing behind us, but then we realized we probably should learn how to hit record before we get all of that.
You start getting crazy when you get excited, but we're like, let's just take it one step at a time. Let's think about like the snowball effect. Slowly, as we get further and further down the hill, we'll be bigger and bigger and bigger and be able to do all that good fun stuff. And we'll let you guys obviously see it and be a part of it. So I think
so what we need from you guys is to like, follow, subscribe, comment, let us know your suggestions, let us know what you want to know from us. What do you want us to talk about? Do you want to be here with us?
Yeah. Do you have any recommendations of any guests that you guys are, in the local area or something like that, that we could maybe reach out to?
Anything specific?
And potentially get them in our studio once it's like nice, looking nice, and that way we can have a discussion with them, get them to know a little bit, get to know them a little bit better.
Specific about our careers. Did you even talk about your career? What you do?
Oh no, I mean so I'm in the construction
He's
industry.
He's a male stripper.
No, I'm in a construction industry. I'm in the construction industry. Megan feels like my job is just like me dressing up in a male stripper outfit and just walk around.
A hard hat, some boots,
job sites,
and a vest.
So yeah, Megan, that's all she thinks about. It's like, you're a male stripper walking around job sites.
Yes. Anyway, so the reason why I brought that up is, you're construction, I'm in healthcare. It's completely different worlds. We're completely different people. I'm more extroverted. You're more introverted. Regardless of me not liking to talk in big groups. I really don't like that. You think I do. I don't like it, but I guess I do it anyway. But so extrovert, introvert, construction worker, healthcare, woman, man.
Woman, man.
Woman, man. Man. Man, woman. Why did I say it like that?
Yeah, Megan's in the caveman
Flintstone feet, non-Flintstone feet.
But yeah, so we hope that you guys enjoyed this first introduction video.
Absolutely.
We hope that you guys will stick around and watch us grow.
Watch us grow. Watch us become more comfortable.
Understand us a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this before, but this is obviously something that we're doing for ourselves because we just want to document some things that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And we just want to share it with, as many people that we can relate it to. And
if we could think of it almost like a diary.
Yeah, I mean, you can think of
like
it as whatever,
like a video diary, like things that we talked about like of the day, and being able to talk about our relationship and talk about our experiences, and I think that's pretty cool. Like,
and as podcasts go on, we'll be talking about hot trending topics that maybe hot that everyone's kind of discussing. That way we can give our two takes on. We'll talk about a little bit more deeper and more depth into certain aspects or experiences that we might have talked, maybe some controversial things that maybe between me and Megan we don't necessarily agree on.
We don't agree on anything.
But that we can still talk about and move forward on, things like that.
Yeah.
You guys will be able to experience more of our personalities and just kind of enjoy the however long, we're going to be doing this for on a daily, weekly, or whatever basis, and just enjoy it with us and be a part of it. That we'd like for you guys to kind of help us build a great community. Yes,
definitely. So with that, at 2 M's in a podcast.
First
follow
episode,
us.
Yes, follow us on all our social medias: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. 2 M's in a podcast, all one word, except for YouTube. YouTube has the hyphenated podcast at the end, and hopefully you guys enjoy this introduction, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. You guys have a great week.
Right on. And I'm Megan.
I'm Manuel.
And this is 2 M's in a podcast.
Thank you guys.
Have a good week.
Have a good one.